Hello, my friend. I just did a chapter for this book when we speak of freedom. And my chapter is about loneliness, trust, and freedom. So it looks at polarization in the world and the way in which it isolates us from each other, and the way in which that has detrimental effects on our health and our mental health, and particularly on our desire to make the best of our lives. So it is as if our whole motivation goes down the pan when we feel isolated from other people, and we no longer feel there is any point in making an effort. And it is this that I argue politicians should be taking more account of. So anyone who's interested in that, have a look at that book, which is just coming out. I'll be going to the launch event next week, and you'll see that I speak a lot about totalitarianism as well, quoting from Hannah Arendt, who said, "What prepares men for totalitarian domination in the non-totalitarian world is the fact that loneliness, once a borderline experience, usually suffered in certain marginal social conditions, like old age, has become an everyday experience of the ever-growing masses of our century." And of course, Hannah was speaking in the 20th century, and little could she have known of how things would proceed, not progress, but deteriorate, with so many people feeling disenfranchised and marginalized in a world where numbers count more than people, and where profit counts more than kindness and friendship, and collaboration counts for very little in a world where competition always wins. So these are the kinds of problems in the world that will affect you too, my friend. You will find that you're often demotivated by what you see around you, and you will find that what you see in the media will often cut your appetite for putting in your effort, because it seems nonsensical to put yourself out when you're not appreciated, or when you feel you're going to be left out of the conversation that matters. So this is what I have been saying in my professional capacity in various conferences and organizations about how the world needs to take account of the individual citizen instead of decisions being made in a governmental way, and very often in what is starting to look like a totalitarian way. So, if you have those concerns, don't let yourself be cowed by the way things are now, but find your own voice and speak up for individuality, for companionship, for friendship, for love, for care, for paying attention to the things that truly matter, and learning to live again in line with the values that make life worthwhile, such as love and understanding, justice and truth, and cooperation with our fellow human beings, and care for our environment, our physical environment, but also our mental, emotional and social environment. And also a thoughtful consideration and a reflection about what we believe and what makes us tick and what makes our lives feel meaningful, purposeful, and worthwhile. Those are the things, my friend, we need to dare ask for. We need to dare emphasize. We need to dare develop with each other. So I try to teach you some basic skills and some basic ideas about how to do these things better and how to have the confidence of your convictions and to learn to trust in yourself and the people you learn to love. These are the things I try to do with this channel. But there is also this social and political background to it. And it is all based in existential philosophy and in the science of psychology that brings us information that is much needed. So by combining all those elements, we find ourselves capable of doing things in a new and a different and a much more satisfying, personal, communal way that makes our lives come alight. And that is what I'm hoping to provide for you, my friend. And I know that it needs very little for you to recognize these things and to find in your own heart exactly where your frustrations are and where your capabilities lie, and for you to relight that flame. Don't discount yourself. Count yourself in. You're needed, you're important, and you can make a change for the better in your life. And if many of us do that, things will change for the better, my friend. So take heart and keep going.